Hey guys, welcome back to Between Mile Markers. In our last video, we showed you how to plan a custom trip with Adventure Genie.
And in this video, we're going to plan that same trip using Personal Genie, harnessing the power of AI, and then we'll show you guys the differences between them.
On the home page, go to Personal Genie, and then in the description area, we're going to just type the description of our same trip that we used for our custom trip. I want to plan a trip starting in Venice, Florida, and going to Denver, Colorado. We do not want to travel more than 300 miles each day. Along the way, we want to stop in Memphis, Tennessee, and Arnold, Missouri, and then click Create My Trip.
Now, as you can see, the description is up here at the top of the screen, and it starts to load your trip with stops. And as you can see, it's routed our trip. And the first thing that you're going to notice is that this trip is much different than the manual trip that we took. And you're going to see here that we've got a lot more legs than we do Genie stops. And that's because it considers all the settings that we entered into our personal profile and our preferences for Genie wishes and Genie matches.
Now, if you needed to modify this trip at all, you would go into Route Settings. And just as we did with the manual trip, you can change it to avoid certain things like highways and tolls, or avoid certain cities altogether and adjust your mileage. Now, one thing to note that you will have now several legs to choose from if you need to customize that. So one of the major differences between a custom trip and having your personal Genie create your trip is that you can go to the personal Genie down in the right-hand corner and type in, we want to add stays to each of our stops.
Now, once you do that, she's going to go out and she's going to go ahead and generate everything for you. And as you can see, she's going to go ahead and look for stops and she's going to add them to your route along the way. If you want to refine your stops even further, all you have to do is click into them. And once you get into them, you're going to see the familiar tabs that we saw on the manual trip, which is places to stay, activities, points of interest, and notes. And we're going to cover those in detail in just a bit. So let's go back to the base of our trip and let's take a look and see what she's done for us now.
Now, as you can see on the big map, there are little tents to indicate that you have stays at each one of your stops. And before we move on, don't forget to save your trip so you don't lose all that information.
That's right. Let's give this one a different name. Let's say Genie, Venice to Denver. Click Save. And now we've got both our manual and our Genie trip saved. As you can see, using the power of AI can really help you customize your trips. So far, we've planned a trip using the custom trip tool, and we've planned the same trip using the personal Genie.
In our next video, we're going to zoom in on our stops and take a look at where we can stay and things to do in the area.
If you've seen enough and you guys are ready to sign up, then use your phone to scan the QR code that's on the screen, or just use the link that's in the description below with the code that is also on the screen. And you guys are going to get 50% off your first year of the Pro plan.
50%? That's a crazy good deal.
If you guys need more, then we'll see you in our next video.